What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overborn, and I'm going to be joined by the Porchman from Porchman Reviews, and we're going to be reviewing the 1997 movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer. So this movie is directed by Jim Gillespie and written by Kevin Williamson, and in this movie, after an accident on a winding road, 4 teens make the fatal mistake of dumping the victim's body into the sea. And exactly 1 year later, the deadly secret resurfaces as they're stalked by a hooked killer figure. So, before I get into my part, I'm going to let the Porchman do his part, so take it away, Porchman.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Film from the later 90s about somebody who gets killed by 4 teens, and a fisherman is after them a year later from the previous events. Anyway, I think this film has a pretty dang good cast. Jennifer Love Hewitt as a starter, she's a great lead. Also starring Ryan Phillip, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Freddie Prinze Jr. So you have a great cast here, and I think that this film, you've seen references of it in so many other little TV shows and movies based off of this film right here. And I gotta say, this was pretty well done. I like that the killer's a fisherman. You don't really see that. And I kind of like the intro bit, how it shows the ocean, and it has that rock song in the background. I like that song. It's pretty good opening. And you know, you think to yourself, what would you do in that situation? Would you run, or would you stay and figure things out, you know? And these 4 leads certainly work together well on screen. I do like that ending. That ending is pretty good, you know? Set up a sequel. I like the ending, and this film is definitely brought back the slashers. That and Scream definitely brought back the slashers. That's good. And I think the film was pretty well done and enjoyable too. I certainly enjoyed it, and technically this would be a first time watching the whole thing for me, and I really enjoyed it. Although I've seen a few pieces on TV here and there, but this is the first time actually watching it, and I was impressed. It was a fun little film, and I can see why a lot of people really like this movie, because it's a fun slasher for the summer. And my God, does it age very well. And yes, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar, fine. Overall, this is a good murder mystery slasher film. I liked it. So, with that in mind, thank you, buddy, for letting me on this collab with you. And sorry for the kind of the mumbled, jumbled thoughts here, because I watched it like 30 minutes ago, and I'm starting to forget a lot of it already. So, anyway, thank you, buddy, for letting me on, and I appreciate you having me on for the collab. So, thank you guys, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Thank you, Porchman. It was awesome to have you on here. I'm also collabing on his channel, so be sure to check out his full review and everything on his channel. And everything, so I'll go ahead and get into my point now. I know this is kind of an unpopular opinion, but I am not as big on this movie as a lot of people. I do think it's a pretty good slasher movie from the 90s that has that 90s nostalgia and stuff to it, but it's not one of my most favorites. I think the strongest points of this movie are its cast. Everything, that the cast are great, and everything. It does have a decent enough story, and the suspense is done pretty well for the most part, and everything. I don't think it's like god awful or anything by any means, but I feel like the cast is really what makes this movie. I really love Jennifer Love Hewitt as Julie. She's a really lovable final girl. Not the absolute best final girl by any means. She's definitely no Sydney or Laurie Strode or anything like that, but she's good. Freddie Prinze Jr. as Ray, I think is a standout, or one of the standouts. I love him too. The one that I think stands out the most is Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's just absolutely great as Helen. She's very, very lovable and everything. And I just love Sarah Michelle Gellar. Plus, I've always had a huge crush on her. So maybe I'm a little bit biased. I can have to. And that is one of my negatives with this movie is that she dies halfway through it and everything. And I always wanted her to be the final girl. Personally, I would have much rather her be the final girl than Jennifer Hewitt. Although with all the formula and stuff, it does make sense that Jennifer Hewitt is the final girl. Ryan Phillippe as Barry is pretty good, but I will say Barry is my least favorite character out of the main characters and stuff. Everything. The chase sequences are pretty good in this movie, especially the one where Porchman is chasing Helen and everything right before he kills her and stuff. But the whole suspense up until her death is really good and everything. I like that. And I think the fisherman, or Ben Wallace, whatever you want to call him, is an okay villain. I don't think he's one of the best slasher villains out there. There are tons of other ones that I think are way better than him and everything. But I think he's okay, and he's serviceable enough for this movie and everything. And I will say John Debney's score is pretty good. It fits the tone of the movie pretty well. The kills in here I don't think are that great though. Aside from Helen's kill, that's really the only one that is memorable to me. I've seen this movie multiple times and I never really remember the kills very well when I watch it and everything. And the pacing isn't very great either. It's kind of a slow burn movie and it gets kind of boring in the middle and everything, especially after Helen dies. I feel like it just wasn't as good. And I also feel like a lot of people, this movie was heavily overshadowed by Scream and everything, but I also feel like a lot of Kevin Williamson's other work that he did after this movie has been better and everything, whether it's TV like Dawson's Creek or the movie Teaching Mrs. Teen, which I think is very underrated, way better than this one. And everything. I haven't seen the faculty yet. I need to see that one and everything, but I really like I like Kevin Williamson a lot. I think he's a great writer and everything. I just don't feel like he brought the same wit and stuff that he brought to Scream into this movie and everything. So, all in all, I think I Know What You Did Last Summer is a good enough movie. I don't think it's a classic like a lot of people do and everything. I do get the 90s nostalgia when I watch it and stuff and everything. And I do have nostalgia for it because I did grow up watching it and everything, but it's not one that I go back and revisit very often. I watch it maybe every 5 or 6 years and everything. The main reason I rewatched this was to review Porchman and to get prepared for the new movie and everything, which I'll be doing my review for that here pretty soon. And everything. So yeah, all in all, I think it's a good enough movie. It's not a classic to me and everything, but it's fun and everything. It has a great cast, and it's always fun seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. and stuff. And everything. They were two of my favorite teen actors from back in the day and everything. So seeing them and stuff is always nice and everything. So I'd say, if I Know What You Did Last Summer, a 7 out of 10. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day, everyone.